What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one of my preparing for my live broadcast, like live streams. Now, should be like one of the last ones, and also during the actual live stream that I'm having, I'm just going to so down in my library, I have some videos saved up for uh the live stream. So basically just airplanes and some random crap, some news. So yeah. Plus also, I don't know if I'm actually going to go down to Harrisburg. Uh Mainly because my uncle's backseat is down and they have a dog. My uncle and his girlfriend. So to actually have the kennel, uh, you need the seat down. So if I went down to Harrisburg, which I actually might do or might not, I basically just would have to just be stuffed back, which I'm fine with it, but it's technically the decision, I guess. So yeah, uh, and that should be it. Oh, and also, basically, the thing that I'm going to be doing is that I'm just going to have this news broadcast live stream. Then I'm just going to watch random movies with my pap. Right now, I'm planning on watching move from library. I'm planning on watching Lone Survivor, which is just like a random movies that I just found, and my pap likes movies. So basically, I'll just be playing video games and watching the movies with my pap. Which the thing that's going to be on my screen will just be random crap, mainly because I don't know what else to do except playing video games. Wow, I'm watching movies with my pap. Oh wait, what? That's HBO Max. I don't have HBO Max, but I really want to just save to my library of just movies that I want to watch with my pap. Now, oh, so the Sully movie was originally $15, but it now went down to only $10. So I can now get that. Uh, plus also since I'll probably have uh, I could get Top Gun, but that's only $7. So I might be getting a few movies to watch with my pap. So yeah, Top Girl maybe. I could. I might get Top Girl. Wait, that's 2 entire seasons. It goes from season 6 to season 33 on YouTube. And the last one was in 2022. You know, this YouTube channel that I have out wasn't even a thought in 2022. Since this channel was started in the good old 2024. So yeah. Well, that looks like a girl and a guy at the same time. Uh, basically my whole entire schedule after this live stream is obviously my news broadcast. Then I do have to schedule a lot of flights in a flight simulator. Then I have to test fly every single plane in that same flight simulator. Then I have to have like a 30-minute flight for my no, probably more like 5-minute flight. So the training video thing, it will be a 10-minute flight, but in this one it will be a 5-minute flight, and I'll just show my uncle that video since I really want to make a video for him with that. So yeah. Uh then after that it's just uh it's just gonna be just a random flight for like a few hours, probably like 10 hours, just a 10-hour flight. So yeah. Uh and I and that's a big if I go with my if I go with my uncle and his girlfriend to Harrisburg for my so then I could like show my pop stuff and all that and just have fun down there. I'm planning on showing him UPS Worldport Super Hub Kentucky Monster Plane uncovering the Antonov AN 225 Maria, no 255 Maria, and fire truck manufacturing inside the largest factory. I do have to calculate how much that would be in minutes, then translate that over to hours. So 50 plus 44 plus 47. So 141. 141 in hours. 2 hours and 21 minutes. Then if we add enough of real, that will be 2 hours and 31 minutes. Then also like 250 minutes with just the videos. Then also the ads would probably make it, and also intro and outro would make it up to 3 hours. Plus also if my pops or something, that would definitely get it up to 3 hours. Uh then in the next video I would have 200 kilos of cocaine full episode to catch a smuggler. Full debate Harris versus Trump in 2024. ABC News Presidential. John Deere manufacturing a giant inverse and 2 airplane videos. Now, the full debate for Harris versus Trump is almost 2 hours. So I'm probably only going to make it for like the 200 kilos of cocaine, full episode to catch a smuggler, Harris versus Trump, and world's largest aircraft graveyard. Then I would probably have to take like any video that I didn't watch in that one and put it in 2 other ones. So like I could have after that a 6 hour time I'll have that one. So then I would just have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 nights, about 5 nights. And that's like in one of my videos, like let's say like one of my videos, I still have like an hour left. I could just watch random crap. Plus also, I would still have like uh I would still probably have like well, I am planning on showing my pap different video games. So like Madden 24, FIFA 20 and 21, and some other games. So yeah. So basically, I'm probably just going to have like, well, I might remove the well, let me move. Well, since I'll no, let me move this one down here. And this one down here. So yeah, so I got that. And I also need to ask Google something. So for some reason, YouTube does the like you're allowed to live stream as long as you want, but you can only capture 12 hours worth of like a live stream. For some reason, YouTube won't let me live stream for 6 hours, so I only have an hour one and a 3 hour type of live stream. So like this one's an hour, but my news broadcasts are 3 hours. So yeah. For some reason, YouTube doesn't capture like at least like 30 minutes of live streams like that. Actually, hold on. Might be able to put at least like I might at least be able to put a few of my videos like combined into some of them. So basically, 44 plus 50 plus 28 plus 48 plus oh. So 4 hours. I thought I could do all of them, so I can, excluding the house and that debate. But I really should do all the short ones, or just have one night where I do the long ones, then one night where I do the short ones, stuff like that. Or do the first night just watching YouTube, the second and third night playing video games, or have 1 hour. Or I could have a short one. Well, I just put so the videos that I would probably put there. Well, if YouTube will load, if my watch later will load, that is. So I could just put on how many people's first drug experiences and what will Trump's second term look like, and basically anything else that's short on here. So also world's largest aircraft graveyard. Actually, I will do that. So basically, just I do need to take some of the long videos from the first night into other nights. So I probably want to take one video from the short. Well, I should take the fire truck manufacturing video. I should take that down to the one where I'm going to be removing from. So the down here. Then I should just take this one and put it up here. Then that's valid. 50. So I need 10, 15, 20, 25, 250. So 150. So I got 2 nights confirmed locked in. So basically, I got all that done.
GTA 5 is one of those games that you could play for a lifetime and still not have noticed every secret detail of the map. For example, have you ever been up these stairs? Of course you haven't, because despite its alluring light, it is not accessible by normal means. You actually have to use mods to access these forbidden stairs, but at least then you get to experience the true glory of not being able to walk up these fake stairs. But look at how beautiful that blue sky is. Unfortunately, this too is a lie. Why did I move here? GTA 5 is one of those games that you could...
Why does this look so comfy?
God, oh my God, what is that?
See all those ships in the harbor?
On WhatsApp, your personal messages, they're yours.
These are the times that I accidentally drank my own piss. The first time I accidentally, okay? Keyword. I've never willingly drank my own piss. I have accidentally drank my own piss on 2 separate occasions. The first occasion was when I believe Black Ops was an advanced warfare. I don't know. It was a Call of Duty, right? I think I was in early high school, where my game station used to be, where I used to play video games on my Xbox One, because I was an Xbox kid. I used to play Call of Duty all the time, search and destroy, and there's not that much wall time in between rounds, so you don't really have time to go to the bathroom, right? And so while I'm sitting gaming, right, I have a water bottle next to me that I'm drinking out of. I finish the water bottle, and I feel this sudden urge to take a piss, right? And I'm like, we're in the middle of the game. I could run to the bathroom. Let me just pee in the bottle, right? And so the round ends, I take a quick piss in the bottle, screw the cap back on. My fatal mistake was setting the bottle where it was when I was drinking out of it, right? Which was on the counter. Why would I put a piss bottle on the counter? I don't know. It was just me being quick, right? And so if I had placed it on the floor, I think I would have avoided what was about to go down. But I placed it right where I had it when I was drinking out of it, right? So I go back to my game. I'm playing. We're probably like three or 4 rounds down the line. Like 10 minutes go by, right? I'm like, wow, I'm like parched instinctively while looking at the game, because I'm like playing the game where I'm watching one of my friends. I grab the bottle, I unscrew it, and I take a swig out of the liquid contents in the bottle, right? And I swallow it. I think I told you guys I didn't swallow it. That was the second time. Okay, I swallowed it the first time. I swallowed because it was just like, you know, when you're taking it's like you don't even think about it because it's so quick, right? After I swallowed it, I went, wow, that was pretty viscous, warm, and salty. That's not how water normally tastes. And so I look over, and keep in mind, I was pretty dehydrated throughout the day. It was not a clear bottle. It was yellow. If I'm admitting things here, it was yellow. It was yellow. And dude, one of my best friends, my entire life, bro, he's on the mic with me. I just start audibly going, oh my, and he's like, what the fuck? And I just scream. I just drank my own piss. And I run to the bathroom. And I just start like gurgling mouthwash for like 5 minutes. And then I brush my teeth. And then I chug a bottle of water. I come back like 20 minutes later. And I'm like, dude, I just drank my own piss. And he was like, what was it like? And then I was like, I would describe it. If you want to know what piss tastes like. Like if you've ever accidentally swallowed salt water, like in the ocean, it's like that, but much warmer, like slightly thinner, which is weird, right? And way more salty. And the aftertaste is like foul, like almost rotting, right? And it's really bad. And then I did it again, like 3 weeks later. I don't remember if it was gaming or it was I think it was gaming again. I just did the same exact thing. I did the same exact thing, except I didn't swallow it. I spit it out. And I remember it was not any amount of time in between those two. It wasn't like a year later. It was like a month later. I did it again and I spit it out, and I remember being like, no fucking shot, I just did that twice. Then there's another story. And this isn't a story. This is just gonna be a P story collected from the Barman. This is a story of when I ran track, right? This is one of the more popular stories that I told on my stream. We used to drive like 4 or 5 hours to a meet, right? And we didn't have any like pee breaks because we just wanted to get there. We wanted to be able to warm up. We would just pee there, right? And since I went to an all-guys school, you would just pee in the bottle in the back of the bus. You piss in a bottle, you piss in whatever, right? And so I have a really like bad pee tolerance. You guys know I run to the bathroom every like 45 minutes on stream sometimes. And so I had to piss. One time we were going from New Jersey to like it was somewhere in New York. It was a far drive, right? Somewhere I've never been. It was a meet that we've never been to. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I gotta piss, right? And so I always brought a bottle with me that was empty, and I piss in the bottle, and then I go back. I wake up, I have to pee again, like really bad. But the issue is my piss bottle is full. The guys on my team, we sacredly held our piss bottles, right? We didn't share our piss bottles. Your piss bottle was for you to pee in, right? And so I couldn't ask my teammates for another bottle because they didn't have any, and they wanted the bottle for themselves. And if I filled their bottle, then they would be in the same predicament that I was in. So the only alternative was either A, hold my piss for like 2 more hours, which I was like, no shot I'm doing that. Or B, I had to dump out the piss. And so I had to come up with a plan of action. I can't dump out the piss while the car is moving down the highway, right? While we're fucking trucking, I can't dump out the piss, right? Because it's going to fucking shoot back and it might hit another car. And so I was like, could I do it while we're stopped? And then I was like, well, no, because then somebody might see me. Imagine we're at a stoplight and you see a white kid's arm holding a yellow bottle and just dumping it on the ground. And so I was like, that's too obvious. And what if somebody hears it splash on the ground? So I was like, I can't just maneuver my hand out and just pour a weird conspicuous yellow bottle outside of the fucking window. So my plan of action was when we're turning, going like 20 miles an hour, there's no cars behind us, I'm gonna dump it out, right? And so that's what I did. I miscalculated how fast the wind would be going over the bus, right? And so when I dumped it, it went all over the bus. I dumped it out, and my dumbass. I should have sat in the back of the bus and did it. I sat in like the middle. I was sitting in the middle of the bus. I just started dumping piss out, and I'm not even looking behind me, right? Like I'm looking at the bus driver because I'm nervous they're gonna see me. So imagine I'm facing this way. The bus is behind me. I'm just dumping the piss, and I'm like making sure the bus driver's not looking at me. I dump out the whole bottle, and I'm like, good shit. I turn around, and the windows are just covered in my piss. And one of my track friends, he wakes up because he hears it smacking against the window. He turns to me and he's like, what the fuck? And so I told him, like I told all the guys that saw him, I was like, don't say anything because I'm gonna be in so much trouble if they know that I just poured piss on the fucking car. Because I'm pretty sure that would like ruin the paint too, right? And so we get off the bus at the meet, and like I'm like walking, and like I make sure to like look at that side of the bus, and it's just like dried piss, just like all over the bus. And thank God a bus is yellow because it made it less obvious. But like it's dried piss. We finish, we go to the meet, I forget about it. I come back and like the bus guy picks us up again, and the bus is clean. And so I'm sitting there like, he must have known something got on the bus. Does he know that like, you know, it was the same bus. I was like, does he think like a bird attack just shit all over the bus or something? Like he must have thought, what the fuck is this on the bus? But then just cleaned it. And then from then on, nobody ever asked me. Was there any other piss stories that I had, Chad? Oh yeah, one time, because we all had our own piss bottle, I didn't bring one. And so this one's more gross. He didn't bring a bottle. He brought a bag of Cool Ranch Dorito, and he had to take a piss. And he's eating the Doritos, and he's like, I really have to pee. And I'm like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not giving you my piss bottle. And so he's like, I'm just going to pee in this bag of Doritos. He turns around, and he no lie, it's like a snack size bag. It's not like the big one. It's like one of those ones that's like this big. He fills the bag, and he's holding it like it's soup. And he like, bro, this is the funniest fucking thing that ever happened. Oh my god! Other than that other story, I'll actually tell it. He turns to me and he shows me the piss bag, and he's in the back of the bus, right? And as he shows me it, we hit a bump. and he just drops the bag. And he just drops the bag. And so he doesn't get it all over himself. He gets it on the ground, and it's just like cheese. And it was like most of it stayed in his realm, and he could actually pick up the bag, and like some of the liquid was still in it, and then he just threw that out the window. So only maybe like a few ounces of piss actually got on the ground. But it was like, you know how like a bus, hold on, let me actually see if I can find it. These grates here, right? You see how there's like those little lines? He's in the back of the bus. He was like right here. I was like here. He drops the bag, and it's just like, it starts seeping. And like, people are like, noticing. But I think they thought it was just like water. And so no one said anything, but like he dead ass dropped a bag of Doritos full of piss. No!
That sizzle, that's the soundtrack of Chipotle.
Literally melt in your mouth tender. Let's see our chicken glistening, our fajita sizzling. It's magic happening. And this is going to be in your bowl. This is it.
What are you doing up there?
Oh, I'm just posting the number of visitors to the Homes.com network this month. It's become the go-to home shopping site.
The Dick's Sporting's bathroom. The Dick's Sporting Goods bathroom. When I was a junior in high school, somebody shit all over the walls. That smelled so bad. You have like explosive diarrhea. Like, you know why? There was shit all over the walls. Like, I wish I had that picture. I wish I had that picture. It was like, it was the most unreal photo you've ever seen. Like, imagine somebody literally just like shit on the wall. Like, they actively pooped on the wall. Like, and moved. And like covered, like probably like a 7-foot radius of the wall, on the walls. It was so bad. And the janitor that had to clean that up. After the chat for that, even to this day, I think about that. The janitor walking in and just seeing that and being like, "Wow, I have to clean that." That would ruin my week. If I was a janitor and I walked into the bathroom and somebody shit on the walls. Dude, and imagine you're the guy that shit on the walls. Do you just walk out? Like, I'm assuming he didn't mean to shit on the wall, right? So, like, do you just leave the bathroom like, well, that's a good shit? And you know damn well, whoever that guy was that shit on the wall walked out like, like nothing happened. That ass, bro. You shit all over the wall. You shit everywhere. Imagine somebody's in the bathroom when he does it too. You're taking it. You just shit so bad. Whatever. You fucking spread shit all over the wall. Somebody hears it, and they're in the stall next to you, and you just walked out like nothing happened. Do you think he called the Dick's Sporting Goods workers? And he was like, yeah, somebody blew up that bathroom. That's what I would do. If I shit all over the walls, I would call them, and I would be like, yo, somebody blew that shit up. I would have been like, damn, bro, somebody shit everywhere. Somebody shit all over the wall. I don't know who did it, but like, it wasn't me though. When I walked into that bathroom and I opened the stall, and it was literally just like like the entire bathroom. I drove there and I remember, bro, I was with my friend. Oh my god! I gave one of my friends $10 to take a shit in the bathroom. Oh, that's why we went in there. I forgot about that. He took a shit in that stall. No, so gross. I paid him. He had to take a shit. I paid him to stay. Wait, no, it wasn't that stall. He took a shit in the stall next. And I remember, like, him just fucking gagging. Have you ever seen somebody shit in a urinal? You gotta be the biggest dickhead in the world to shit in a urinal. If, like, this is only for the guys, basically. But, like, if you shit in a urinal, you're an asshole, right? Like, it's so fucked. Because then somebody has to clean that up. Because it's not gonna go down. I flooded multiple bathrooms. Oh my god, this is me getting on a fucking speed ramp. Multiple bathrooms. Flushing a urinal too many times. Dude, first time I ever did it was middle school. 7th grade. 7th grade, I flushed a urinal 10 times in a row. It flooded the bathroom. I walked back to class again. Like nothing happened. 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, they come in and like the bathroom's fucking wall off. They're like, yeah, you guys can't use that bathroom. It's like flooded. Who did that? Damn, bro, who fucking flooded that bathroom? That was amazing.
Mhm.
Ego man, I want you to have this. You know, you're about to lick it.
How shall I feel? Creatures lie here, looking through.
Welcome back to Joe Bart's Goldfish ASMR. Do you ever just want to kick a baby in the face? Okay. We're talking about that. Okay. I'm not saying I would ever willingly kick a child. How do I lead into this? Would I ever want to kick a baby? No. I would never kick a baby. Semicolon, however, comma. Have you ever walked past like a toddler crying or being really annoying and like you don't do it, but you just think to yourself like I could just fucking like do I have to do the visual representation? Just like you could just go and just fucking nail them. Like you could like punch them. I'm not saying I would never do that. Chad, is that relatable? Like I'm not saying I would ever kick a kid, but like you walk past a kid and you're like, oh god damn, like you could like you're not saying you want to, but you're just like think it's like the same thing when you're driving and like you're just steering and you're like, damn, I was on the way home. On the way home I thought about this. I was getting my
Recycling is more than sorting bottles. It's steel-toe boots, second shifts, machines roaring.
I walk past them and wonder how far I could kick them.
Dude, I did this on the drive home. This is relatable. Once you have a car, you're not gonna do it. But like, I'm driving home from Walgreens, right? I just got my prescription, and all I'm thinking about is I could just fucking a car passes me, I could just wham and just like nail into a tree at any time. Like, I find that weird. That like I could willingly just like crash. I've never done it, but like, I'll be in public, like just standing next to a random guy, and I'm like, at any moment, I could willingly just go and just fucking deck him for no reason. Like, I could do that for no motivation, nothing remorseful against the person. I'm just sitting there like I could do it. Like that, like, it's weird how, like, we live in a society, chat, where you don't do that shit, obviously. Just think about it. At any moment, okay, this is really bad, don't do this. But you literally, at any moment, could commit mass arson. At any moment. We live in a regulated society where you have a mutual agreement that you're not just going to start burning the whole city down, right? So, like, you just don't do it. It's at any moment, you're just like, I could buy a gallon of gas, and I could just start throwing it. Like, but you don't do that, you know? I just watched Batman, and there was baby screaming the whole time. Yo, I'm doing this shit. If I'm in a movie theater, and, like, a baby's in front of me, fucking crying, this is exactly what I'm doing to the chair. Fucking, I'm donkey kicking that shit. I'm donkey kicking that shit. When I was a senior in high school, I would go to football games and I would stand in the front row. And whenever anything big happened and people were like cheering, I would chuck something full force behind me. But like directly up. I wouldn't like beam someone. I would throw it full force upwards and it would land on someone. And I used to do it with like water bottles and shit like that. And then they had no idea who it was. Like people, I would throw a water bottle like really high up. It would nail someone. And the kid would be like, what the fuck? And you would get mad. So fucking funny. Because they would just be like, who did that? And then one time they found out it was me. But like I was still the same height as I like now that I was my senior year. And he just didn't do anything. He was like some like 5'7" fucking junior. He was like pissed. And then I was like, dude, it was me. And he was like, oh, why'd you do that? And I was like, my bad. And he was like, it's good, man. And he immediately went like, yoink, yoink, and just calmed down. Normally, I would throw things that would not harm people behind me. Like a water bottle, like like just bags, like fucking food. I would throw food behind me, shit like that. Stuff that would like get you wet or get you covered in food. It wouldn't hurt, right? And people would start, I did this so often that people would start handing me shit to throw at people. Right? Which is weird that no one knew that I was doing it because everybody would just hand me shit, but it was usually in the front row. Anyways, one time someone handed me a lacrosse ball, and this is the last time I ever threw something behind me. If you don't know how hard a lacrosse ball is, oh my God, it is like a rock. And I normally, like without question, I'll throw it behind me, right? And they hand me the lacrosse ball, and I look at it. And then I look at the ball. And then I look at the ball. And I'm like, you really want me to throw this? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And so then I wait. They get a touchdown. And I'm used to things weighing lighter, right? It's very dense. A lacrosse ball is very dense. It's pretty heavy. It weighs like 2 pounds, 2 pounds. It feels like it weighs a pound. It's probably not that heavy, though. I'm holding the ball. And I'm like, the whole time, I'm just like, do I throw this? And and we get a touchdown. Everybody stands up. I go, wham! But normally, like, here's the problem. Not only did it weigh really, really heavily, I also did not throw it up. Most of the time, I throw like an arc. This time, it was a straight beamer right into the crowd. Like, normally it's like, this time it was, and it was like, I like chucked that shit. I didn't even know who it hit. At first, I was like, oh my God, I threw that really hard. And my friend, in my head, I said, oh my God, I threw that really hard. And my friend said, oh my God, you threw that really hard. He actually said it. And I was like, oh no. And then I turn around, and here's the fucked up part. I turn around, some kid's like this. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I hit him right here. He was fine. He literally didn't go to the hospital and then didn't do anything. He just got hit, like hurt. I didn't know that. At the time, I was like, dude, I could have pelted that shit hard enough to fucking get him a concussion, right? So I threw that shit. Everybody's looking at him. The kid didn't know it was me. I walk up to the kid. I'm like, yo, what happened? I'm like, yo, what happened? He's like, bro, I just got hit in the head. I'm like, damn, dude, you know who did it? And he's like, no, bro, it just came out of nowhere. And I was like, all right, bro, I'll figure out who did it. And I just fucking left. I dead ass, dude. It was the biggest. It was like I felt so bad, but like it was also like that was like the most meta shit I did in my entire life. That was the most meta shit I did. Like I harmed someone unwillingly. Well, kind of, I didn't mean to hurt them, but I meant to throw it. Like I literally was like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck? Like, who did that to you? Like, I can't believe that shit happened. It was so fucked." But like the same game, some kid from a different high school was in our stands, and he pissed in a bottle and threw it at a girl, open, and it went all over her. She started crying. So it kind of diverted. It was like 10 minutes after my incident too. So it kind of diverted like the possible like attention from me, and it moved towards that guy that threw a bottle of piss at someone. That was like the weirdest thing I ever had been through at a football game. Chris, thank you for the fucking 300 bets. I was practicing lacrosse with my friend, and we were throwing the ball back and forth with lacrosse sticks. I looked away for a second, and he threw the ball, and it nailed me straight in the face, full force. My friend did the same thing when I was 12. He threw a baseball, and my glove was here, and he threw it, and I was expecting it to go here, and it nailed me right in the eye. And then I went into and then this is to show you how much of a bitch I was. I ran into the woods crying, and I just sat in the woods and I cried for like an hour, and my friend laughed.
In a Jurassic world, every Jeep vehicle is Jurassic rated. Experience.
In this video, we're going to use 3D animation to show the inside of a combination lock. I'm going to go over exactly why putting in a 3-digit combination allows us to open the lock. Let's check it out. During most of my teen years, I used a combination lock at school to open up my locker. Before making this video, I really didn't understand how it worked. So I did some research, looked at a few patents, and then opened one up to see what's on the inside. Let me show you what I learned. Here's the case that holds all of our parts. This metal curved bar is called the shackle. It won't come out until the right combination is put in. Then it pops right open. This piece is called the lever. It slides right onto the bar here. The lever can rotate counterclockwise. This piece of metal wants to flex outward. Once it's bent inside of here, the tension makes the latch want to spring back to its original position. Normally the latch would just keep going, but the rotation will be stopped by this tiny bump. The lever also has a tiny latch here that is spring-loaded from the inside. The shackle comes down, pushes the latch in, and then the latch fits right into the groove, and we are locked. When the shackle is pulled out, the latch is forced to rotate to allow the shackle to come all the way out. Then the lever springs back into place. Let's watch that again. The shackle can't come all the way out because of the shackle collar. It guides the shackle as it slides along here, but it stops us once we hit the very top. Okay, the reason that the locking mechanism works is that if the latch can't rotate, then the shackle won't come out. This is where the 3 cams come into play. Let me show you. The back plate has a bar sticking out. It holds the 3 cams, washers in between, and a spring at the end. The spring ensures that the 3 cams and the washers are all pressed together. Cam 2 and 3 can spin freely, but cam number 1 is actually attached to the dial. So when the dial spins, this cam spins too. This is what it looks like all put together. Each cam has an indentation in them. The lock will open when all 3 of them are lined up. You can see how the lever can now rotate, which allows the shackle to open. When these 3 indentations are not lined up, the lever can't rotate which means the shackle can't come out. So how do we line up the cams by only turning this dial? Let's look a little closer. Each cam has at least one of these teeth sticking off of it. You can see them better from this point of view. If we turn cam 1 far enough, the tooth on cam 1 will contact the tooth on cam 2. And then if we keep turning, all 3 cams move together. In fact, this is the first step to opening up the lock. Let's walk through this process on the inside. This time, we're looking at it from the front, so all 3 cams will need to line up here. We turn the dial clockwise 3 times to clear it. All 3 cam teeth are in contact with each other and move as one. Now let's keep turning the dial until we hit the first number in the combination, which in this case is 21. Notice how cam 3 is now lined up right where it should be. Now let's work on the second number in the combination. This time we turn counterclockwise 1 full rotation. Watch as the teeth from cam 1 come in contact with cam 2 on the other side. Notice how this doesn't touch cam 3, which is still right where it should be. Now we keep spinning the dial until we hit the second number, which is 34. Now cam 2 and cam 3 are lined up. For the last number in the combination, just rotate the dial clockwise until it lines up with the third number. And there we go. All 3 cams are lined up. The lever rotates, allowing the shackle to come out. As the shackle is pushed back in, it comes down with a bit of a jolt, which is usually enough to nudge the cams out of alignment. This means the lock won't open the second time for free. You'll need to use the correct combination once again.
You know, they say that AI is the future, but Apartments.com has been using apartmental intelligence.
A Delta pilot is being hailed a hero today for narrowly evading a mid-air collision with a B-52 bomber.
We were traveling straight and it went sideways.
Monica Green was a passenger on the regional Delta flight traveling from Minneapolis to a...
If you look around your house, you will see many devices that have electric motors, such as kids' toys, table fans, toothbrushes, hair dryers, and this electric cutting knife. But how does the electric motor work? You turn it on and somehow it starts rotating. Why is that? In this video, we'll cover the basics of electricity and magnets, and then put it all together to understand how the motor works. This video is sponsored by Brilliant. Let's start with something called a circuit. Battery, some wires, and a device that uses electricity such as a light bulb. Electricity flows through the circuit. But as soon as there is a break in the wire, the electricity stops flowing and the light bulb goes off. The path must be complete for the circuit to work. This is best done through the use of a switch. Electricity is flowing down the wire. This is called conventional flowing. If we take the battery out and flip it, then the current will flow the other way. The light bulb will still work in either case, but there are some devices that will work differently depending on which way the current flows. Okay, so that's the basics of a circuit. Now let's come over here. This is a magnet. It has a north pole and a south pole, and it likes to attract other metal objects like these paper clips. If you bring another magnet towards it, opposite poles attract, and the same poles repel. Magnets don't have to be in this shape. For example, some magnets might be more flat, like this. You can think of this magnet as always on. It's always working. You can't really turn it off. That's why it's sometimes called a permanent magnet. It's made up of many smaller magnetic domains that are lined up in the same direction. But later, I'll show you a type of magnet where this is not always the case. Let's take one of our permanent magnets and drill a hole in the center and put it on something that will allow it to spin. Now bring another magnet towards it. Our spinning magnet will immediately line up until opposite poles are right next to each other. Now switch out the side magnet. The same poles repel and opposite poles attract. If we keep switching out these side magnets, then our spinning magnet will just keep spinning. This concept of a spinning magnet is really important. We'll come back to it in a moment. Here's a metal bulb, which is not a magnet. It's made up of magnetic domains, but they are pointing in random directions. Now let's take a wire, wrap it around several times, and then create a circuit. The current through the wires forces the magnetic domains to line up. That means we've just made a magnet, or more specifically, an electromagnet. It can do the same things that a permanent magnet can. It can pick up pieces of metal, and it has a north and a south pole which will attract or repel other magnets. But the electromagnet is special in the sense that it can be turned on or off, just like the light bulb. You can't do that with a permanent magnet. Now watch what happens when we flip the battery. The electric current was flowing this way, but now it flows the other way. This will cause the poles on our magnet to switch places. North will become south, and south will become north. This is called reversing the polarity of an electromagnet. Instead of flipping the battery, an easier way to do this is to just switch the wires. You should be aware that the electromagnet will get very hot if it's on for a while. Just a caution in case this video inspires any science projects. Let's come back to our spinning magnet. This time we'll replace the spinning magnet with our electromagnet. As soon as we connect the wires, the magnet turns on and it lines up with the side magnet. Now, in reality, connecting these wires would prevent the bolt from spinning freely. But what's important here is the concept of the spinning electromagnet. Now let's switch the wires to reverse the poles on the electromagnet. The same poles repel and opposite poles attract.
Well, I think I actually didn't, but that's gonna be the end of this live stream, and bye.